Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Tanner Steed. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. This is a channel where we do oil painting, drawing, and we hang out with artists. Today we are going to be working on part 3 of our portrait challenge. We are going to be revealing our portraits that we've been working on for some time now. We've been using the Zorn palette, which is actually a limited palette which has just 3 colors: red, yellow, and black. Black acting as our blue. When you mix ivory black, which is a cool black, with titanium white, you can actually create something that appears to be blue relative to the oranges and the reds next to it. So, thanks for joining us. Here we go. This is going to be really interesting. All 3 of us have followed the exact same methodology, and we've all drawn and painted with the exact same pigments and colors, and therefore you would think that it's going to look very similar, but I'm sure after we all look at each other's, we're going to find that our color temperatures and our decisions in the painting process are going to be entirely different. All right, and first up to the easel, Christian. Oh yeah.
Jeez, dude.
Dude, oh my god, the color in your flannel.
Yeah, I was just looking at the flannel too.
Oh my god.
In fact, my eyes are having a hard time looking away from that flannel.
Look at the red up in the hat too.
Yeah. Yeah, you did a really good job of separating the warms and cools. Those grays look very blue, especially in the hat, which is supposed to be blue, so that's cool.
And it's both very desaturated, but at the same time, once I feel like there's a moment of like adjustment for my eyes, it feels like full color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I think the desaturated nature of it is what makes that like logo in my hat pop so strong.
And I really like how your neck, or his neck, doesn't have as much emphasis as the lights on the forehead and on the face. That was really smart of you.
It was,
that was deliberate.
Spend a lot of time on there, yeah.
Good. That's awesome.
Your shadow areas, especially like this whole left side of the face, is
it gets lost, just like you said you
it
wanted.
It rounds the form like really well. It describes the form really well.
And the likeness is 100% there. That is totally bent.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
Totally bent. And I love the hat gets lost into the background. The background's really nice and subtle. You should be very proud of this. Very proud of it. That is awesome. I have a couple favorite parts. I haven't even gotten up close. That tells you how freaking good
I
it is.
like the patchwork.
That's my favorite part.
On
Is
the
like
flannel, dude.
this stuff here. The texture in the beard is excellent. The one thing that stands out to me is the highlights in the eyes look too intense. Just a little, for me. They're almost too close to white. They're too striking in both eyes equally. I think if you had a dominant eye, I struggle to decide which one should be the dominant eye. I could see maybe that you, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the right eye would be the dominant eye if you had to pick one, or would you pick the other?
I'm not sure.
Is that something you considered?
As far as highlights go, I would probably just pick a dominant one. I would probably be the nose because it's the closest to us.
True. Totally.
As far as the eyes goes, this eye, I thought it just looks wet.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
So I put those little highlights there and those intense ones.
No, and it definitely looks wet.
And I
For
thought
sure.
about that. I thought about maybe just having one main highlight.
Yeah.
But I don't know, honestly.
No, it's not the number of highlights that's the problem.
It's intensity.
There is a hierarchy of highlights.
Right.
So, right.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, these two feel too similar to me to be a rounded form. Typically, that would be like a secondary highlight because it's like a reflected highlight.
Less intense.
I would say that this one should be lighter and that one should be a little darker, or maybe even just a color temperature shift. That is the only thing that I see in this that could improve, but everything else is just killer. I love this soft edge. This right side of his face is incredible. He does such a great job.
Slick. Next one up to the easel. Oh my god, it's me! I started with like just a little bit of red and yellow to brown it up a tiny bit, but it was still fairly neutral to lay in all my shadows. And I kind of worked, I usually bounce around a lot, but with this one I kind of completed section to section. Like I really started on that left cheekbone and just messed with it until I got to the eye, messed with the eye until I got to the nose, and then just kind of worked my way around the face. The hair is probably the most frustrating aspect of this one for me. Hair has always been a struggle for me, but I like that dreadlocks are just big masses and clumps, so you kind of just...
And really, that's what hair is.
Yeah.
You know, the main critique that I would say is it feels very gray.
I agree with that.
And if it were leaning towards a particular color, it would be more yellow, but even that is not super obvious, super clear. It still feels like it's kind of in that grisaille phase because it's so gray, and I think adding just a touch more red into all your mixtures could make it look like I have blood. If you're using titanium white and just a little bit of saturated pigment like your CAD red, it can prevent that from happening.
Right.
Prevent it from getting very saturated if you use too much titanium white.
You know, this project, the idea is to deliver a portrait to a happy customer, and I think that this process is probably better for that, because if you deliver, unless it's your style, if you deliver a hyper stylized portrait to somebody, they're gonna be like, cool,
Yeah.
but like,
Right.
that's my wife, bro.
Different people's work, you know, they'll have their own style, and we were specifically talking about yours. You have a type of character. It's almost like you're developing a world. I think you've used that term actually before, where it's like all of these portraits, all these characters are characters within Ben's world.
Right.
In context with all the rest of your work, it is you. Not knowing the model and just say like which one is Ben's, this one has your signature within just the style of it. It's yours. Like I see it's yours.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn to embrace that and not fight it.
I like the color. The red all over the skin. The texture of the beard too.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
It makes him look very alive. The first thing that is awesome about it is the amount of color that you used.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was very brave of you to put that much
I had it
red.
so gray. Had it
Really?
finished so gray. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try. And as a result of that, I think the drawing moved a little bit. So I'm not fully pleased with the drawing, the accuracy of the drawing, but the colors are better.
Yeah. I mean, my only critique would be that I think the nose might be a tiny bit big.
It's that
Very
shadow
good.
that throws it off.
The shadow.
Yeah.
I think your highlights could be stronger.
Yes. The face is missing a little bit of brightness.
Okay. I could
Be
see
a finishing touch.
some use on the tip of the nose for sure.
Hey, here's a question for both of you. How do you approach the point where the hairline meets the hair, the forehead meets the hair? As
It's
far as
soft,
I just
and there's
loose it,
always
yeah.
a color
Yeah,
temperature.
just
You lose
make it
the edge,
soft.
and there's usually a temperature shift. So it might... We all really enjoyed the process, and I definitely think that we learned a lot. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. We're going to come out with a new one every Thursday. And if you haven't seen the previous videos, Phase 1 and Phase 2 are going to be in a link in the description, and it'll be a playlist with all those videos. So thanks again. I'll see you next time.